All right. Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Thursday evening? Well, this is your brother, Father Mahdi, Supreme Mac, sitting here with my lovely wife, Sister Yatira Mahdi, or Sister Yatira X, however you want to call her. All right, and we're sitting at our Tampa Bay residence from the Mahdi Estates down here in Tampa, Florida, Central Florida, where it's always sunny or raining like it is today. But we are just here. We wanted to just have a brief discussion with the family about the business industry that we're in, and we want to talk about how it has helped our marriage. And for those that do know, I don't know, we are entrepreneurs. We are business owners. We are network marketers. That's the industry that we chose because when I met her, when we got and started our courtship, approximately about 3 years ago, we got an anniversary coming up very soon. What date is it? Oh, on my calendar say Easter Monday. I never knew it was a such thing
Oh
as an
my
Easter
God.
Monday, but hey,
Even.
it's on the 18th, right? That's when we are having our 3 year anniversary. We have four children in total. We have two together. But we just wanted to have this discussion and talk about how network marketing has helped strengthen our marriage. So that was just the intro. So I'll pass the mic and let my wife talk.
Wow. Okay. Well, greetings. Where do I start with this? It has definitely strengthened it from a lot of different perspectives and angles that we can go into this. But I think the one of the main things that sticks out for me is the communication on one hand, and then the emotional balancing out on the other hand. So what I mean by that is, communication is key in any given relationship on any given day. But my husband and I are also business partners, and our business is communication in people. And so when I think about the emotion side of that, for me, being his wife, I mean, we've heard about people and, or we don't have to even think about other people. The clashing that happens sometimes of the male and the female because we are different. And in this particular business model, there is a need for that feminine energy for the purpose of being compassionate, right? Being a natural connector, being a natural nurturer. And then there's still it's still business. There's still an analytical side. There's still the logic, the things that just have to get done side of things. And so it kind of reflects the two natures. For me, this is just how I see it and how it has helped me personally. And it because of that, being more on the emotional side of things, I have quickly have had to kind of get a grip of myself where I'm learning a lot because even though my husband did not introduce me to network marketing, I was introduced to it back in I think 2013 from actually a sister here in the city, but I didn't have any training, any cultivation really in this business model in this arena. And so it wasn't until marrying my husband. Oh, actually, it was before we got married, but as he stated earlier, it was during the courtship process that I was learning more about the professionalism, more of how to be a network marketer. And in that was an immediate student and teacher role, if you will. So there was already that the natural the nature of the woman is already, we look up to our husband. The husband is already, he already has that title. Not everybody doesn't, follow that, but the idea that this is the nature of us is already in place. So when we were meeting each other, getting to know each other through the courtship process, we were still business partners during that time, and he was already so knowledgeable that it really helped to perpetuate that natural flow of things where husband and wives are concerned. even through the difficulty factors of it, again, that's where the I mentioned emotions earlier. But because we are in a business that requires us to serve people, to help people, you can't be too far stuck in your emotional about any kind of disagreement or a perspective difference or any of those kind of things, because the nature of our business is to be cohesive, not just with one another, but with the people that we are reaching out to, the people who we are blessed to touch. We're in the people business. We're in the business of saving lives. So, I mean, I think that's just my little intro on it. There's many things that I can say, but those are the two things that come to my mind initially on this beautiful subject.
Well, it's the how did it helps our marriage. Network marketing helps our marriage. You know, it helped our marriage specifically because my first time being married, I always wanted a stay at home wife. And once I got the knowledge of self, because we are in the same faith too, so that helped too. So once I got the knowledge of self, I could not allow my children to go into public school. So that means she has to be at home. She cannot work. That means she cannot work, right? But we still have to bond and have time together. So we have Tuesday as our family day where we do something, whether we do something at home or whether we go out and do something. All right, but we do it every Tuesday, and our children they love it, along with us loving it as well. And it helps because now I'm not eating out as much as I was when I was single because she's at home to cook. The children are getting homeschooled, um, but the income is still coming in though, and I'm able to be here at night. I'm here in the morning, so when the children go to sleep, they see me. When they wake up, they see me. I'm here. I'm the one waking them up. So it's that level of freedom where we have a real tight knit family in this household, and we are raising our children to love one another as brothers and sisters, and to make sure that the family is first. Duty first to Allah God, because we are faith based driven, and duty second to to the family. That's the structure though. So it allows us to, like we're here right now on a Thursday, right? I had plans, and it kind of rained it out, but this is always one of those extra days that's like a second family day that we have more than not, because I'm typically still at home. I'm typically at home today, so all I did was go and make a cool drop off and get a haircut. Now I was back home, so this took literally like 2 hours, and I was back home from us waking up together, us praying together, studying together, from the business aspect of it, we all in the house, like the children, they right here. We just in our front room, they right here in their swings or whatever, sleep or whatnot, so they right here, they might wake up at any time. You'll hear it, right? But it's just showing them how to treat the family. I'm showing my son how to treat the women. I'm showing my wife is showing our female daughters, our daughters rather, what I'm saying, female daughters, our daughters how to treat one another and how to treat the man and how this relationship's supposed to bond. So all of us have a relationship with one another. So it ain't like the children just got a relationship with her. They don't really have a relationship with me. No, they have a relationship with both of us, individually. And I remember growing up where we didn't have that because my mother and father went through a bad divorce, and you know the custody was picked between me and my brother because I was 8 at the time. He was I was like 7. He was more like 11. So the court said that we was old enough to decide who we wanted to stay with, right? So that was a decision we made, but it had nothing to do with we liked the father over the mother or the mother over the father. It was because once they lost their home, once they lost our home to foreclosure due to the divorce, both parents had to go to their parents. So that left me and my brother in the middle. So the decision was really based on what grandparents we want to live with that'll give us the most freedom. So we chose our father. But in this day and time, we are totally different from how our children are being raised and being shown what the family structure is all about. And we keep a tight circle and a tight shield around our children. Like we don't listen. Like I do like rap. My wife pretty much don't like some of the music I listen to, but I listen to that when I'm out on my own in the car on my own. I got my headphones on, whatever. But the children never hear that. They don't hear us cussing. You know, they don't hear us using baby language or cuss words, right? They don't hear us arguing with each other. They might hear us in a more of a not an argument, a heated argument, but we disagree, right? They might hear that, but they don't hear heated arguments. They don't hear name calling. They don't hear this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the way and the stuff that we allow them to watch is always, for the most part, is always something educational that they learn from. Whether it's another animated show on YouTube that is talking in Arabic, you know, that's talking in a different language, might be talking in Spanish. So they are picking up on this, like our 2 year old and our 6 year old knows the Arabic language, not the Arabic language, but knows the Arabic alphabets right now. Our 6 year old, she knows the Arabic alphabet. They know the English alphabets, and they are studying Spanish alphabets in this language, right now. And they also know sign language too, right? So networking allows us to make this happen because I'm here to participate in what I might can help teach them in, and my wife does it, and I'm teaching them certain things because we are always, for the most part, together. You know, if it wasn't for me being a a front line soldier in the nation, then we will be here all the time. But I volunteer to help our spiritual father wake our people up. And I'm talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I strive to help him. So I signed up and got an X and asked for my name to help him. So this is how he says the best way for us to help him is to distribute the Final Call newspaper. So I am one of the best to do it, and I am committed to doing it, right? And so if it wasn't for the time that I give to that, then I would be at home all the time for the most part, right? But because we have our network is online and we are heavily involved in crypto and blockchain banking and this stuff, you know. So I'm gonna pass the mic and let my wife talk about it, but it has helped us be full-time parents. That's the main part. Because if I was a truck driver, if I had my own mortar brick, how often would the children really see me? Would I be able to even have a family day? You know, with a mortar brick business, you can't close the business down on a Tuesday. You can try, you know what I'm saying? But if I had to be there, that's more of that crossing the line of self-employed, right? And we got the stream and we got the information to let you know that being self-employed don't mean you're an entrepreneur. You got to understand the different dynamics of it, right? Entrepreneurs, we're free, right? Self-employed people have a certain level of freedom, but they typically, for the most part, just own a job. But we're not going to go down that road today. But that just is the difference. But we are here to do what we want to do, and the income is still coming in for us to take care of our family, the bills to be paid. Well, I'm paying all the bills, right? I'm paying the rent and all of that because we teach in the nation. We teach the masculine man. We teach the alpha man. We ain't splitting bills. If that's what you like, that's cool. But we are taught that it's Allah God first, the head of the house, and then he's over the man. And then the man is over the woman, and the woman is over the children. So the house has to be structured like this. That's something that Willie Lynch destroyed from us over 300 years ago. So now we think that's cool to talk about me and my wife splitting the bills, or my wife pay the bills, or I pay the mortgage, she pay the utility bill. No, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no halfway in this, right? That's why it's a must that we reproduce. See, that's a full-time job for her to clean, cook, and rear the children, and teach the children full-time. That's a full-time job. She is paying half of the bills. That's half of the bills right there. She should get a salary, a major salary for that, right? So that's what we have to understand. That's the natural role of the black one, man and woman. And we have been, right? We have been separated and destroyed by this because we have been westernized and Europeanized, but they don't function like that, though. They don't live like that, right? You think these billionaires and millionaires, you think they wives paying any bill? They wives ain't paying no bills, right? You know what I'm saying? They sure ain't going to get jobs. So this is what we have to bring, that mindset and that back. So this is what we are striving to do. And spouses should be in the same business. Mm-hmm. Should be in the same business. I ain't say same occupation. Mm-hmm. I said the same business. You know, wa alaikum salam, everybody. Thank y'all. But I'm gonna pass the mic. Go ahead.
Wow, this is so good. From what you just were saying, the thought that came to me next is, the struggle for balance is real. We all say that, and we can all apply that to different aspects of our life. But when I think about, our marriage, and when I think about what network marketing has done for us, for me, again, us as a whole, but for me on the individual level, we say that marriage is half of our faith. So all these different things that, my husband is saying in terms of the duties, the roles, the responsibilities, in truth, network marketing has been that vehicle that has helped us to really focus on these things. Because while working a job for myself, I have worked a job for 13 years, and then after marrying my husband, in less than 10 months, he allowed me to walk away, told me to quit, leave, right? Before we gave birth.
I told him quit. In my time base
voice, right? And so I was blessed to be able to walk away. But what that did for me was really allowed me to, like he mentioned, focus on the children. Now, there's always room for improvement, but the point that I wanted to highlight is that when I was working a job, even though I had the desire to do more with my children, at that time was my oldest daughter, who's now 6, and at that time I had my nephew in my care. During that time, I wanted to do more, but physically am burnt out, right? Because at that time, working a full-time job that sometimes meant nights, sometimes meant weekends, traveling through the state of Florida, right? On top of work, full-time in the mosque. So we have our Sunday, Wednesdays, Friday meetings, our women's class on Saturday, not to mention striving to upkeep the home in and of itself. And that's the cooking, that's the cleaning, and that's all of these different things while maintaining a job and keeping a roof over my head and the children's head. So teaching another language may have been a thought then, but it wasn't a reality. It was a desire, but it wasn't happening in real time. These are just things that are happening in my mind. The luxuries of life to be able to take our children anywhere and these different things. That was not afforded to me during that time. But now this vehicle of network marketing has really allowed me to have that freedom, but the freedom is just half the battle. Having the freedom is one thing, right? So network marketing, because it has freed us, because my husband has freed us using this vehicle, it allows me to fine tune my nature, right? It allows me to fine tune the things that I desire to do and to improve upon. Back to my original statement, the struggle for balance is real, but now I don't have to balance. And my husband, he doesn't have to worry about, he's not, because he is not out, he is home. And him being home, it changes the entire environment of our home. The children expect, not just expecting for his arrival to come home, but when he is home, the time that they spend together, all of these little dynamics make up for a big difference. It might seem little, but sometimes, our babies, they'll hear a screen, and the presence of my husband is so strong that my phone can ring, and they just automatically assume it's daddy, because he is so present in their lives that every little thing is it daddy? Is it daddy coming home? If I hear the door, is that daddy coming home? Is that daddy on the phone? Anything it's just that element and that environment of the family, but also of the nurturing of these things. And it makes me think about, I'm looking at our book, Self Improvement, because network marketing is my husband said this sometime last year. Network marketing is like, how did you say it? Basically, where we are rewarded for improving upon ourselves. It's a self improvement plan that pays with a compensation plan, right? And so we're living that on a day-to-day basis as we have our goals that we're going after. Obstacles come, of course, but how do we overcome them? And then the obstacles, they're intertwined. The business, the family, the nation building, they're all one. They're all in unison. A job totally takes your focus off two different things. Me serving the job took that took my focus on what I'm doing during the job. The job itself wasn't helping me with being a better mother. I wasn't learning, something to come home and say, oh, well, today I had this litigation case, when I was delivering these papers, and during that, I thought about teaching you Spanish. That kind of stuff that didn't shape the environment for what our goals are in terms of this business and in terms of our family goals and our nation goals, because we are nation builders. And so
yes, ma'am. So, and also, family, the thing is that for us to grow and have a successful home, this business allows us to do the business together. We literally because all we do is make calls. All we do is make calls, sit at home, make calls, make videos, make calls, right? Send out text messages, make posts on social media. It's all we do for our business and our network, right? But we have to develop, we have to read books, we have to grow to be able to connect and communicate with everybody. Because we have a global network. We have an international network. So we got people in the network that's in India. We got them in UK. We got them in Canada. We got them all down in the Caribbean. We got them all through the United States. So we have to deal with everybody, and we have everybody in the business. We got Christians. We got Muslims, right? We got ex-drug dealers. We might be still some drug dealers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we got them here. But we got the ex-cons. We got it all in the network, because when we dealing with money and we dealing with business, this is the essential of life. It has to be where everybody can get in it and not be judged because of something that they skin color, their religion, because they don't have nothing to do with that. By me being born as a black man in America, I ain't had nothing to do with that. No different from a white person being born Caucasian in America. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Now the different levels and the different elements that happen in the past makes up our realities in America. But what did I have to do with that? Now, so we can't, the system has to be able to incorporate everybody and all walks of life, right? This is what we're taught. Luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. That means you got friendships with everybody, all people, all races, all religions, right? That's what the walks of life mean, all walks of life. So this business is so amazing that our children pick up on it because that's all they see us do.
Teach on that. That's so
they don't really see they don't see the income. They don't know this and that, right? All they know is, well, all I know is my father, they do a lot of calls, they make a lot of videos. So this is what they do. Like our 6-year-old, she dying to be doing live streams right now. She already make calls. She has a list. She has a little toy phone when she walk around the house making calls, right? Because this is all we do. Everything that we want to do in this world, all we have to do is pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Right? This is also called a freedom device. Pick up the phone. The reason people fail in this and the reason people don't get into it because they can't connect. Because network marketing is going to expose you for all of your social impediments. It's going to expose them. And it's going to be up to you. Do you really want to grow? Right? Because you might be like, man, I don't want to do that. I really go cut grass. I'm still an entrepreneur. It's a different, right? But because this is going to expose you. Why? Because now you got to call people. First, you got to call the people that you've been to, and you got to tell them you started a business. You got to invite them to your business, right? And then once they tell you, man, I ain't doing that, man, what you in one of those deals again, man? Man, come on, man, them folks ain't making no money. It's a pyramid scheme, man. Them folks at the top make all the money there. How can you withstand that when do you know? So are you sure? But you say, nah, let me just go back to the job. Let me fill out another education to get a job, right? Let me do that. This is what happens when you get in networking because you have to be a connector. So your past is going to determine in your social lifestyle now, or your social associates is going to determine where you at in your life right now. So network marketing really puts a mirror in your face. It puts a mirror in your face. Where you at on the social scale? Where you at? Right? Do you got influence over people or you don't got influence over people? Do you want this? Yeah, I want it. Okay, well, you got to do self-improvement. You got to develop. You got to go under the self-development process then if this is what you want. And some people just ain't willing to do that. For me to go and get a job working at Walmart, there's no self-development involved in that. Other than I'm knowing I can't cuss out this customer because I need the paycheck. That's it. So I just got to have a little level of discipline that just, I'm an employee. I don't run Walmart. I'm an employee. And the customer is always right. I learned that, boom, I always have a job. You feel what I'm saying? And to tell a quick story the other day, I went to Publix the other day, and it was a brother that worked at Publix. I had never seen him though, so I'm thinking he knew. But he was brought outside by a white man who had to be the manager or something, shift manager or something, right? And he wasn't talking crazy to him or nothing. I didn't see nothing foul that the white man did. But what he was telling the brother to do, the brother was doing it, but all on his face was, man, I'm sick of it, man. I don't want to do this, man. I'm just saying it was just on his face. So when his boss left, his shift manager, whatever, left, he was outside like walking down some things that they have out there, like you can throw stuff in or whatever. It was like he had to clean them off. And I went and pulled up on the brother. I said, man, I'm surprised he didn't tell you go ahead and go home, man, with that face expression you got. You know what I'm saying? I said, you gotta understand, you're an employee. You got to go through this. Unless you do you wanna do this? How long? Yeah, I asked him how old he is. I said, how old are you, man? He said 30. I said, this is what you want to do? I said, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? Is this dude? He's like, no, man. I like, there's better ways out there, brother. But would you be able to tap into those opportunities and do this for a period of time? I say, but in the meantime, while you doing it, you have to do it. I said, with your face expression, I can tell you don't want to do this. And if I saw it, I'm pretty sure he saw it and felt it. I felt it, right? He was 30. I said, man, this is what you want to be doing this? I said, man, this job you're doing is for a teenager, man. Like, man, you know, yeah, but that's just many stories that we encounter once we become free. And our eye becomes open to opportunity. Opportunity. So I'm past Mike on that.
No, sir. That's I love that. One of those kind of examples because, like I said earlier, we are in the saving people business, you know, and to be able to see this equally yoked thing, you know, I don't take that lightly. I always say this about my husband. I guess I got an opportunity to say it now on a live stream because I'm always posting about it. But I know, I don't just believe, I know that God fashioned this man specifically for me. You know, this is one of those kind of situations. I just said it yesterday on another live stream that this is one of those Joseph and Mary situations because I was so focused on God. This is to make my point that I only looked up when God said that's him. And I'm saying that because the passion that I see this man have and the story that he just shared with us, see, everybody's not like that. To look into another human face, this is an experience that didn't have nothing to do with you. This is just something that you saw. But you was moved enough, you're conscious enough, but not just conscious enough, you actually have solutions that you could present to people, right? But you to go up to people and be able to offer them those words. Now you put the power back in that man's hands. Because in that moment, the power was most likely, he felt his power was in somebody else's hands. You got to do this and the third. Well, then you presented him with a choice, with the mindset. If you're going to decide to stay here, be in this situation, you're going to have to do it with a better attitude. You're going to have to suck it up. Unless you're willing to make the change, but then when you make that change, stick to it. Because the race is not to the swift. The race is to those who endure until the end. Well, what is the end? You know, not just until you decide to quit, but the race of life. You know, we get these obstacles and we get these, and this is what network marketing, again, has done for us. We both believe in network marketing before we came together, right? And so in that, we know that the obstacles, it's not an overnight thing. The success and the goals that we are going after is not an overnight thing, but we're willing to withstand the trials and the difficulties. But again, being equally yoked is key because you got different levels of belief. You might have two people that both profess Islam, two people that both profess Christianity, two people that profess the same so-called religion, but their level of faith can be two different places altogether. So my husband and I, not only do we both proclaim to live a peaceful life, right? We submit our entire lives to a certain standard, to the highest standard. We strive to live a life that God is pleased with in all aspects of it. And so for me as a wife, to see a man to have that kind of compassion, you know, it's not just about see a paycheck. Oh, my husband said this the other day. Y'all, if y'all not listening to the Luxury Money series on Instagram, make sure y'all tune into those because this is where he said it. And he said, you know, people say to us, oh, okay. People say to us, you know, oh, you know, y'all involved with, you know, you money making, you know, y'all obsessed with money or you worship money. And my husband said, no, it really what it is you who have a job worship money, right? In the sense that what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do solely. You don't care about nobody else. You don't necessarily you're not necessarily developing, like my husband just said a few minutes ago. You don't necessarily have to develop yourself to be a bagger at Walmart, but you do it because you need the paycheck. But he, and we decide to serve other people. We decide to withstand the difficulty, to overcome the obstacles, to develop ourselves, right? For the service and for the sake of other people, to help other people, for the benefit of other people. So to me, it looks more like we're serving other people than worshiping a dollar, because my husband can tell you it's an up and down thing in this business. But the faith that we have in the business, the faith that we have in God, first and foremost, the faith that we have in ourselves, and the faith that we have in each other. We, even on the down days, it strengthens our marriage because I don't allow my husband, he can't walk past me with a down countenance where I'm not going to say a prayer, pray over him, and speak life over him. My husband is not going to know that I'm going through something emotionally or mentally where he's not going to stop and speak life over me and pray for me. So it's this constant connection where we are constantly connecting with each other. See, if we had two jobs, my work day would be what my work day is, dealing with whatever my job consists of, and his work day would consist of whatever his work day consists of. We come home, we try to make it work. Whether we don't discuss our jobs or whether we try to, we don't. It's just, it don't match, it don't mix. But here, our spiritual journey is one of self-development, and our business, our income journey to sustain ourselves and others is of self-development. All we do, every way we turn, we develop in ourselves. We can't cop out and say, all right, well, I'm going to work. I was jokingly talking to a sister last night, and I told her, I said, she asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm doing all right. A wise sister told me one time, the real work is at home when I used to work a job. She said a job is like, you can go to work and get away from everything and everybody, right? So when you do that, like I said, we at every turn, we're facing self-development. Because if I turn to the left, it's the children, it's the home, it's the cooking. If I turn to the right, it's the business. It's still self-development on either side. But when I go to work, they're not really telling me to self-develop. It's just go to work, do the job, and leave. Clock in, clock out. So, those are just some of the things that has my mind going.
And in the workforce, the black woman, specifically, women in general, is the most disrespected person at the workforce in corporate America. They the most disrespected. You don't hear men, black or white, coming out talking about they have sexual assault problems from their boss. You don't hear men doing that. But that's women doing it all day, specifically the black woman. But you have white women that get sexually assaulted and abused because the women is looked at as a plaything in this world. Right. So them being in the workforce, where the man is the protector, provider, and the securer of the woman, a man shouldn't be functioning right mentally because he can't protect his wife while she at work. Right? You can't protect her. Not just her physical. Not saying that she can fight herself. Not saying that she's gonna get raped or anything like that. But her mental. I have to protect her mental maintenance. Men are the maintainer of women. And all that comes with that. We have to look up and study that word and understand that. So with me, I come out of the streets. So my first objective was to get her off the job because she can't come to me and tell me my boss brushed by me. My boss called me a name. My boss, he rubbed me He made a pass. She can't tell me that. You feel what I'm saying? Then we're going to be split up anyway because I'm going to prison. You feel what I'm saying? So what's the best way to protect her and me? Bring her in the house.
Yes, sir.
See, we ain't got to worry about that in here. Because if you come in here unannounced, you come in here forcefully, then you are opening up that death aspect that comes when you break in somebody's home, right? That just comes with it. You come through this door, unexpected, unannounced, forceful, then you just saying you just got a big kill me sign on you. Kill me now. Big, right? It don't matter, it wouldn't matter what you got in your hand, none of that matter. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, you are coming to kill us. Mm-hmm. Right? So, what has to happen? Well, we have to know this aspect, but she has to be protected by the man. Why? So she can protect the children and rear the children in this proper manner. Mm-hmm. The family structure is the most important thing to community in a nation. That's the most important thing is the family structure. So if you mess up the family structure, if you telling my children something contrary to what we telling them and trying to teach them, then you will get cut out completely from their life. It don't matter if you're a grandparent. It don't matter if you're a long distance sibling or a relative. None of that matters. If you're going to sit, whatever you do with your children, that's what you do with your children, right? If you don't want them to experience our family structure and our principles and morals, then they don't have to never come here. I don't, right? Don't think that we're going to cry about it and beg you, say, let me see my nieces and nephews. No. We understand. We understand. No problem. Just understand when it's on the other foot. You feel what I'm saying? Because they have to be guarded, especially when they're in a mental development stage. The child has to be guarded from all foolishness, all immoral, all unrighteousness, all these type of aspects of life. The child has to be guarded, right? So with that being said, let us take a quick commercial break so we can get our son, because he's walking up. But some of that luxury money and good home, let us listen to some of that my wife was talking about. Because we are talking, a part of this is still talking about business. We'll be right back.
I'm not self-employed, right? I do for self, which is they run together, right? But a self-employed person owns a job. I don't own a job, right? I don't own a job. I don't have something that where I have to be at every day. I'm an entrepreneur, and every definition of the word in a self-employed person, it's a thin line. It is a line. I ain't gonna say it's thin, but you have to cross over. See, Robert Kiyosaki, the way Robert Kiyosaki teaches the cash flow quadrant, it has 4 categories. All right. One category on the left side, you have employee, self-employed, specialist. Right? That's the people that work for somebody, and then you have the people that own the job. They don't have a boss, but they still own the job, but they have to be there. They don't have any leverage. They get taxed the most. On the right side of the quadrant, that's the best side to be in, you have the B and the I. That's the big business owner, the ones who run a system, the ones who run networks. That's the big business owner. See, I fall in the line in that. Then you have the I for insider and also investor. So in the business that I'm in the network that I run, I'm in the B in the I quadrant. Right? Now, it wasn't said maliciously, but I just wanted to make this point because an entrepreneur is somebody that runs systems, or somebody that has a network, somebody that looks for ways to grow their money. So we're always looking for investments. Do you know in the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, in the problem book itself, it talk about an investment.
All right, family. So that was just a quick excerpt, quick commercial break of our new series on Instagram, Luxury Money and Good Homes, problem number 13. That was a clip from episode 7. We up to 9 episodes. Please connect with us on our Instagram channel, Fard Money Network. Then I also have the personal channel, Fard Mahdi, and my wife is Sister Yatira X on Instagram as well, in Facebook and all platforms, right? And we also are streaming live on our YouTube channel. We on both of our Facebook personal pages, and we also on our YouTube channel as well. As you see, we have picked up one of the inheritors of what we are doing in this mindset, in this family structure. One of our wives is right here. He is waking up. And he is the baby, right? And his name is Wali Fard Mahdi, right? So we're setting his name and setting his stone and what he's about to walk into, preparing the future for him to walk right into it. Not let him, he got to figure it out on his own. No, where you get that from, right? That's not how it works. All right. That's why children be 18, 19 years old and they still can't tell you what they want to do with themselves. That you don't see that's a problem. Because now, how can you be a threat to a world, or a threat to anything that could advance us, or even a good asset to the community when you don't know what you're trying to do with yourself when you are that old? You talking about you 19, you still trying to figure out what you're trying to do, right? With your life? That's a problem. But we are changing that, and network marketing helps us change that because, like we said, we are home. But we got about 10 minutes before we close this stream out. But I'm going to pass it back to my wife, and then we're going to come back. I will come back for a closing remark.
Well, I don't know what he wants me to say after all of this goodness that we have shared. I mean, all I know is so much has happened with this. I love it. I love the development aspect of this. Today, we actually talked about accepting the challenge. You know, making these kind of moves are not necessarily always the easiest or the most comforting for those who have different kind of backgrounds or different experiences in these spaces. But for me, and I believe it is the most rewarding, you know, because it helps us to tap into, my husband mentioned that word earlier, connection, you know, and for us to have to be able to tap back into that, especially in a world that is moving into this digital space, right? But as we're moving digitally, we are not losing our connection and our ability to connect, right? So, you know, I love it. I encourage you, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, the babies, get involved in this space. And he wants my attention now, so I'm going to have to excuse myself.
All right. So, all right, family. So now we are closing out as my wife tends to our son. We want to just thank everybody for tuning in and everybody for participating in this. Everybody that commented, everybody that shared it out. We are super excited about the space that we are, or the place that we are sitting in with not only our business, but also our personal development, our personal growth, and our family structure. So we want to offer anybody that's listening that's not involved in our network, please text NMB to that number running at the bottom of the screen so you can see. Not now, we said network marketing because we have that structure. But as you heard me in the video, the clip that I showed, I said that we are on the right and the eye side of the quadrant, all wrapped up in one. And that's not a boast, that's not a hype statement. That is just a fact, right? We are on we are on the right side we on the be in the I side of this business. If you want to get into their business, if you single, it don't matter. It's the best time to get started. If you're single, get started. If you're married, y'all need to take a close look at the business we're doing if you don't already experience freedom, justice, and equality in the home, right? So, brothers, if you feel like your time is consumed too much, you're not at home with your family enough, then you need to come and take a serious conscious look at what we're doing to generate income that takes care of us way better than the job would ever do, right? In whatever business that you might be thinking about. This is a money system. Literally, it's a money system. It can only be a money system if you want to be in the I quadrant. You in that both brackets in one. Those are two separate brackets. But if you fall in one with your business, then that's a money system. That's a money system. Well, you got portfolio income, passive income, and residual income wrapped up in one. That's a money system. You don't even have to move nothing around if you don't want to. All right. So if you want to participate in that, if that's something that interests you, sisters, if you're single, you might need to, it might be a man that you like, but he might need the support. So if you're willing to support him for a period of time, help him get to a certain point, because in the workforce as well, the black man is put at the bottom in corporate America. All right. So the struggles we have to go through to even get a decent income, right? To get a decent income, not that it can't be done. So don't feel ashamed if you are with a man or you like a man and he don't have the financial support at the moment to support you. You need to ask, does he have a vision? Does he have a plan? And is he working out his plan? And are you willing to come and help him, help meet his goals? That's what help meet stands for. Help him meet his goals to become the man that Almighty God wants him to be. Men are the provider of women. Men are the maintainers of women. But in this world, the black man has been put at the bottom of civilization. So for us to do it, it is an everyday struggle for us to produce that type of lifestyle, that type of income for our families and for our women, our wives, right? So this is very important that we understand that, and we understand and get balance, because we're all struggling for balance. We're all struggling for balance, right? But we have an opportunity that's better than any opportunity when it comes to income that you can find. Period. Right? That's not boasting. That's not an arrogant statement. That's not us trying to convince you. It is, family. It's a Thursday afternoon. We started this stream almost an hour ago. This is Thursday. Thursday. How many people you know that's off on Thursdays? Right? Well, I'm not off. This is my lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. So this is what we need to take a look at. This could help us, because the more we can strengthen families, the more we can free up the brothers, the more we can do that, the more we can accomplish as a whole, the more we get the family structure in order. Then it won't be the violating of the families, the violating of the wives, the violating of the children. This won't happen. And we can build an independent nation. But it starts with the man. But the majority of the work is with you, sisters. 75% of the work is still with you, because you got to help make him who he needs to be. Right? So that's what we have to do, and this is what we're offering in Forward Money Network. You want to know how to become a new millennium banker? Well, you can be at home in the middle of the day with your family every day if you choose to, then we need to see you at the event tonight at 7:30. With that being said, family, we'll see y'all on the next stream. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. We out.